everybody, I am the Lazy Kiwi and welcome to another video. Today I am going to be going over 10 mods for new simmers, and the reason I'm doing this is because I know that it could be extremely overwhelming for a lot of people who are just starting out with the game to kind of get new mods and understand how they work. So I just wanted to give you guys some essential mods that I feel like you need to have, especially if you're new to the game and you kind of want to get into the modding scene and kind of get to know it a little bit better. I feel like these mods are just going to be the perfect mods that you have to get. So I do not want to overwhelm new simmers and people who are new to the game, so I'm just gonna do 10 for today, and these are only going to be mods that I feel like you really do need, in my opinion. So getting into it, I am starting off in CAS because I do have a few CAS things that I feel like is just a must-have. So the first one, if you have opened the game before, you probably know that the Sims move around a lot. So the first mod that I do have for you guys today is going to be the Stand Still in CAS mod. This mod does exactly what it says it does. It makes your Sims stand still completely. Even spellcasters and other Sims that move around a lot more than just normal Sims. And I like it because when you are up close, they don't look super robotic. Like, they do still move their eyes and stuff, and it is still really nice because if you zoom out, they do not move at all. And for me, who loves create a sim, this is an essential. I feel like I cannot live without it. And if you've played the game for a while and without this, you are going to start to get very irritated when they keep moving when you want to see what they look like. So this isn't like an insanely big mod, but I do feel like it is something that I personally cannot live without, so I feel like a lot of you guys might like it as well. The second mod that we have for today is if you are getting into the custom content scene. So if you want your Sims to kind of look like this, or if you're inspired by other Simmers and how their Sims look, you're gonna end up with a ton of different custom content items, and it's gonna be really difficult to navigate through them. So the next mod that I have for you guys today is going to be the More Columns mod. Now this does exactly what it says it does. Usually you only have 2 columns, and it could get super difficult to navigate through it, especially if you have custom content. So I feel like having the More Columns mod is an essential if you have custom content. So I use the 4 columns. There is a 3 columns as well as a 5 columns, depending on what you feel most comfortable with. And as you can see, it's a lot easier to see what's actually going on and to navigate through the CAS menus, whatever you may call them. So I feel like this one again is a essential for the game. I love it so much. So next up is another thing in CAS. We're on to 3 of them already, but I feel like these are pretty small, so there's not too much to explain. So the next one is going to be a CAS background. If you're anything like me, you get bored super quickly of the same thing over and over again, and for me, changing up my CAS background is the perfect way to alleviate some of that boredness and just kind of spice it up a little bit. So the one that I am using is Apple by Sims, the Nature Edition. So this is Apple, and I absolutely love it so much. It's so subtle, so nice. It's literally just another color, but I do very much like it, and it's just something new every time, and it's very easy to use them. So I don't know, I feel like this is just something that you should definitely have in your game. So the next mods are going to be my absolute must-haves. Like, I cannot play the game without these, and I feel like if you guys have them, you're gonna feel the exact same way. So let's jump out of CAS and jump into these next mods. So if you've played the game at all since you've got it, you've probably noticed that a lot of times when you speed up your game and stuff, it gets a little bit glitchy. Your Sims just bob around and stand still and do absolutely nothing for a very long time, and that could be so irritating. So the next mod that I'm going to be recommending you guys is the Simulation Lag Fix mod. This mod is incredible. It fixes your Sims head bobbing, it fixes your Sims doing nothing for a few hours, the time slowing down if you put it on speed 3. You cannot go without this mod. It's incredible. It fixes all of the like lag when you speed up the game and stuff. I've noticed that a lot, and I feel like it truly helps so much if you want your game to run a little bit more smoothly, especially if you start playing with mods and custom content, because let's be honest, who's not going to eventually start playing with mods and custom content if you do get this game? The next mod for today is going to be the UI cheats mod. Now this mod is something I absolutely love. It basically makes cheating a lot easier, and I know that sounds bad. A lot of people obviously wouldn't want to cheat, but these cheats are sometimes for like, let's say you're really struggling with like the weather or something and you want to take screenshots or something. You can right click on the weather and literally change the weather. So when I play, it's going to become sunny, and look at that, it's immediately sunny. You can also right click and change the time to whatever time you may want it to be. You can right click and change your finances, like take money away, put money in. You can cheat your needs as well. So if I go to my Sims needs over here, I can just, oh, not right click, my bad. I can just click on it and it's going to change immediately when I click it. This works with absolutely anything you can think of. If your Sim meets new people, you can do this with relationships. So I don't know, I just feel like this is a really nice mod to have if you want to do storytelling or anything of the sorts. I love this mod. The next mod for today is going to be MC Command Center. This mod, again, is an essential to have. This mod really helps you with a ton of different things. If your Sim has a computer, much like this beautiful one you're seeing over here, you can click on it and you find the MC Command Center tab over here. So what you can do with this is there is a ton of different things that you can do. I will not be going through every single one of these because there is just way too many of them, and I feel like watching a in-depth tutorial on this or just a video explaining everything might help you a lot more than I would be able to. But what this essentially does is you can change a ton of different settings in your game. So like other townies and people are also going to be affected by this, so you can say like auto marriage percentages, aging, a ton of different things. And honestly, I feel like this is an essential. With this mod, you can make it so that everybody's able to grow their families, marry different people, put kids up for adoption, adopt children for themselves, stuff like that. You can even set alien abductions. So you could, if you wanted to, literally start an alien invasion, which is going to essentially just mean that there is going to be a ton of alien abductions in your game. The next mod is for all of the builders out there. So this mod is going to be the Better Build Buy mod, and what this mod does is it helps you so much when it comes to building in the game, in the sense of like organized debug and stuff. So if you go to Better Build Buy, you are going to have to restart your game if you do put these on. So organized debug, move objects on, ignore unlocks, all of these things, you are going to have to restart your game. But once you do, you get this content over here. You can obviously see, you can hide maxis, so this is only going to show your mods. You can hide custom content to only see what you have in game, but my favorite part about this is putting on a live edit and debug. So now it's a lot easier to find live edit and debug things. They are going to be categorized, so if I were to go into wall decorations, I'm gonna find all of the debug wall decorations. If I go into the sculptures, I'm gonna find all of the things that are categorized into those areas. Even if I go into plants, which is one of my favorites because I love the debug plants, you're gonna find every single debug tree and thing that you do not usually find in the game. I mean, look at this tree. Is this just not incredible? I would highly recommend getting this mod because a lot of times people who build frequently use the debug items, and this is a very nice and easy way to find them like super easily. I love this one. So now onto a few mods that I feel like personally as a new simmer I would have loved to have these. These are gameplay mods that are gonna make all the difference. So the first one we have is Wonderful Whims. Now this mod is, in my opinion, the main reason I use it is for attraction systems. I will show you guys that in a second, but you have a ton of different things with this as well. You have woohoo wellness, so like your sims can literally get crabs and STDs and stuff. You have like menstrual cycles, a ton of these different things, which I feel like is just so very nice, and it's such a nice thing to actually have. I've never been happy to see the welcome wagon in my life, but when you're looking for new sims, this was actually the perfect timing. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. So what these attraction systems do is you can set what your sim likes. So you can set that your sim likes really fit sims, or sims with dark hair, or sims with blue eyes, or whatever it may be. You can set all of those things, and if you do and you go to open sim profile, you're going to see whether or not your sim finds this sim attractive. So as you can see, she thinks Paulo is unattractive. Oh gosh, she also thinks that Marcus is unattractive. Okay, well, I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't know what she's into. I didn't actually set that for this video. So that is my main use for this mod, but like I mentioned, there is a lot more that goes into it and a lot more gameplay purposes for it. But moving on to the next mod is going to be the Have Some Personality Please. So what this mod is going to do is it's just going to change the way that your sims interact with other people and a lot of stuff like that. So essentially, romance interactions are going to be limited until you reach a higher romance with somebody. Sims might be able to learn their traits and careers of other sims when they have deep conversations. There's going to be more alien interactions. Cats and dogs are going to have more personality. There's going to be a lot more autonomy. So your sims are randomly going to do a lot of new things. Well, not new, but you're not going to be telling them to do every little thing. Unless, of course, you said it that way, then they're not going to do anything you don't want them to. It's just really going to change it up a little bit, and I do definitely like that. It's not something that's like overbearing and changes the game so much that it's just a completely different feel to it. So the next and the last mod that we are going to have for today is going to be Meaningful Stories. So this mod doesn't do too much, but it does change the way that your moods and stuff work. Well, it doesn't do little, it does actually do a lot, but my favorite thing about it is the way that the mood system completely changes. So your sims are not going to have like these crazy mood swings. Like, they're not gonna be happy one moment and then as soon as they get a little bit angry, they're gonna be enraged. So it's definitely not gonna be like that anymore, which I like a lot. So moods are going to be a lot smarter, kind of. So essentially, there's kind of going to be phases to your sims mood. So if they are happy and something happens to make them uncomfortable, they're kind of gonna go through a little bit of a phase from happy to uncomfortable, and I just feel like that's such a nice thing to have. So your sims are kind of going to be more like realistically emotional and not insane emotional like in the game actually. So I don't know, I just feel like that's very nice to have. So that is all 10 mods that we do have for today, but I do want to give you guys a few tips if you're new to the game. So first things, your game is not going to look like mine because I have a ton of different lighting mods, which I feel like is also really nice to have. So definitely do look up a few mods to change the lights, the way that the light works in the game. But my absolute favorite thing that I feel like you guys need to do is to get a G-shade. So I personally use a few of them. If you do press F2 once you get it, again, I highly recommend looking up a tutorial for this because if I didn't look up one, I would not know what I'm doing. But my favorite one currently, if you do finally find out how to use this, is the Storybook by LuKremBo, but I also love a few others, so let me show you guys. I also really love this one, which is Cocoa Dreams. I have a lot of them personally, so we have like Latte, and as you can see, these change up the game so much, and honestly, who wouldn't want this? Who wouldn't want their game to look like this? So that is one of the things that I highly do recommend, is a few lighting mods as well as a G-shade preset. And then of course I personally highly recommend custom content because I use it. I just feel like your Sims could look so much more interesting with it. And then alongside that, I also recommend some more mods because the mods obviously make the game so much better. I do have a lot of mod videos on my channel if you guys are interested and want a easy way to find new mods, so I will link that playlist at the end of this video for you guys to get that. And yeah, that's basically everything for today. I hope you guys enjoy this game as much as I do, and yeah, happy simming everybody, and welcome to the simming community if you just got the game. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy it, please do consider liking and subscribing to my channel, and I will definitely see you all in another video. Goodbye everybody.